podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
Oh, save it, sea boy. You ocean god types always think you're so much more important than some little river, don't you? Well, let me tell you. This, Naiad, is not going to be pushed around just because your daddy is Poseidon. This is freshwater territory, mister. The last guy who asked me this favor, he was way better looking than you, by the way. He convinced me, and that was the worst mistake I've ever made. Do you have any idea what all that horse manure does to my ecosystem? Do I look like a sewage treatment plant to you? My fish will die. I will never get the muck out of my plants. I'll be sick for years. No, thank you. Welcome to Of the Eldest Gods, where we discuss Rick Riordan's role as our godly parent.
I'm Ray from Cabin 12.
And I'm Charlie from Cabin 13.
I'm Matt from Cabin 12.
Hello. It's our boy Matt, here to talk about one of the most iconic chapters in all of Percy Jackson.
It's the shit chapter. We made
It's
it,
the shit
everyone.
one. We made it. It's the shit chapter. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here for I Scoop Poop. Ray, how do you feel about this chapter title?
Iconic chapter title. Yeah, exactly. We're batting 1,000 here. Every single one.
I mean, he only scooped it once, technically.
He didn't really scoop it.
He made a very token effort.
He's like, let's see how this will work. Nope, not doing this. Nope, not happening. Oh my goodness.
My poor little guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's not poor and little in this chapter. He does some cool shit.
He does.
But also, he gets rid of poop, mostly. Okay, just tell us.
Some other stuff happens too. That's not important. The important part is he scoops poop.
Yeah. That's what I remember about this. Yeah.
I'm not gonna stop laughing. I just need y'all to know, I'm not gonna stop laughing. I am a child.
Percy is really not excited about the stable cleaning task, and the horses want to eat him so bad. He plans to use the river because, that's what they do. But there's a girl who lives there, and he feels bad about it. And she gives him some helpful tips about natural history, and Percy makes seawater out of fossilized shells somehow. And it goes great, but Geryon, or however you pronounce his name, he plans to betray them and sell them anyways, and Percy has to murder another business owner. They give Eurydion some life advice and make some plans to chat with Bianca next chapter, and that's where we leave off.
Yay! We're gonna see Bianca again.
Woo! Hopefully.
Maybe.
Apparently it has never once worked, but...
But, Percy's there. And she really has wanted to talk to Percy, apparently.
God, if you were
Bianca is drawn to that main character complex.
Yeah, literally.
That's what she's looking for in a guy,
She swore off guys. And yet, she's
True.
like, Percy Jackson. Now there's a man. God.
We're gonna talk about it next chapter, but imagine being Nico and having to deal with the idea of that your sister won't talk to you, but she'll talk to fucking Percy Jackson.
Jealousy. That's all it is. So much. Oh my god, my dudes. Let's get into our fun myth section for this time. We got some fun things to go over. So, in case you missed it, there is no Wikipedia page for Eurydion, or however you say his name. Like the page is like, there are this many characters in Greek mythology named Eurydion.
Right.
And this one had a dog named Orthus. That's all it says for his line of it. He has a dog. That's the most important thing about this man.
That's the only important part. He has a dog. The dog's way more important. We know how this goes.
Like, on his Tinder profile, it's like a picture of him and his dog, and the rest of it, it's just his dog. It's like, this is me, so you know what I look like, but mostly, my dog's important here. Just so you know.
He's got his man with his priorities straight, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So let's talk about Orthus, or it is also spelled Orthrus with the R. I definitely said Orthrus last chapter, and our guest was like, "Wait, that's the mountain," but it is both. Apparently,
the mountain is Othrus, isn't it?
It's spelled with the weird OTH.
Got that THY or something, yeah.
Yeah, it's spelled weirdly, similarly, but yeah. So love Greek. There's so many ways to spell and pronounce things.
It's all Greek to me.
Orthus, he's one of the, the big monsters. His mom and dad are Echidna and Typhon. He's just a two-headed dog, not three-headed like Cerberus, though they are brothers.
Oh, huh.
They are brothers.
They're all brothers, though. That, doesn't even mean anything.
I mean, yeah. Also, I guess his tail is a snake. Oh. But sometimes Cerberus also has a snake tail, so, you're not special, Orthus.
I don't know, snake tail's pretty cool.
Yeah, but if your brother also has that, and then he has, a third head on top of it, you're, the less cool one.
Yeah, guarantee Orthus has a complex about not being as good as Cerberus.
Absolutely.
There's gotta be some beef going on there.
One of them's a giant dog, too, works with Hades, and then this one just has, Eurydion, some cowherd.
One guards the underworld, the other guards cattle.
Yep, that's
an important job.
Okay, so sometimes the Sphinx and the Nemean lion are his children? Sure, that's interesting.
Why not?
Yeah, so Orthus, Eurydion, and Geryon are in fact all connected in actual mythology. Good to know. I wasn't sure if they were from different stories or not, but they are all from the same story, in fact. And guess who kills Orthus? He's the McDonald's of ancient Greece. Oh. Who is it? It's Heracles.
Fucking Heracles.
Yeah.
What a bastard.
He kills him with a club or pierced by arrows. Damn.
Neither of those sounds like particularly pleasant ways to go, either.
You know what? Heracles, this is, again, why Heracles is cancelled. He killed a dog.
Yeah, kind of fucked up, dude.
When he went to kidnap Cerberus, Hades just let him take the dog, and it was fine. He just borrowed him for the day. But this time, he just killed the dog. That's wrong, dude. How dare you?
Yeah, it's big no-no.
That's basically it. He's a dog. He's a
Good
dog.
for him.
That's all that matters. He's a dog.
Exactly. And his master is Eurydion. That's all that matters about that. Geryon. Am I saying this right? How do you read this? How do you read these things?
It looks like it says you could basically pronounce it with a hard or a soft G, which just kind of fucks with me. I always read this. I think that's what it's.
Wait,
Jerry.
His name's just Jerry.
He's Jerry.
That's his name now. His name is Jerry. So he actually has some fun things about him. So his parents are Chrysaor and goodness, I can't say that woman's name.
Calero.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you. Which means that Gary's
Jerry.
I can't do this. I can't fucking Gary or Jerry. His grandparents are Medusa and Poseidon. This man is related to Percy. This is Percy's nephew. This is
Talk
Percy's
about
nephew.
family issues.
Yeah, okay.
I'm also confused here because, the picture here has him with 3 heads.
He has 3 heads. That's not it.
He has 1 body and 3 heads here. So I want to know, how this works.
Yeah, that was not what I was promised.
Yeah, let's see.
I think it depends on who tells the story, yeah.
Yeah, of course. So Hesiod is it's 1 body, 3 heads. Aeschylus says 3 bodies. So
I would trust Aeschylus.
Oh my god. There's a lost description where he had 6 hands and 6 feet, and he has wings.
Oh, why didn't we go with that version? Uncle Rick, what are you doing? Give the man wings.
He becomes a biblical angel.
My goodness. This man is just a biblical angel. I think that's it. I think just have him be a spinning wheel with eyeballs. Let's go with it. Come on. I think that's it. My goodness here. Oh, okay. Wait, I didn't see this before. We have not a page for Eurydion on here linked, but we have a page for his mom.
Eurythia?
Yeah, she's either a Hesperity, Jerry's daughter, or where Jerry lives.
Okay.
What the fuck? Ancient Greece, what? Get your story straight, please. Please. I can't do this. So Eurydion might actually be his grandson? I guess? I feel like that makes sense based on the family issues.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He's like his old racist grandpa, and he's like, I can't leave the farm, you know?
Oh, God. And they're in Texas.
Yeah, kinda is.
So yeah, so much of this is about Heracles' labor, which I'll get to in a second too. Yeah, okay, they lived on like the island of the sunset. Makes sense. Okay, so maybe she is a Hesperity? I don't know, man.
Yeah, there's the connection there. Yeah.
That's why. So why are they in Texas?
Because that's where you ranch. Clearly, Charlie.
I guess.
Because that's where big old racist grandpas live.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do they not have ranches, like, on the West Coast at all? I don't know, America. I don't know.
I don't know the East Coast, let alone all of America.
I relate to that so hard, Matt.
I don't know where cattle hang out.
Where do these cattle exist? I don't know them. I just know cheeseburgers.
Apparently, Geryon is also in Dante's Inferno, and he's like this like dragon-like monster with bear paws.
Dante does this shit. He just does it. Again, he's a biblical angel. My goodness, this man has no solid description. It's just whatever you want.
Okay,
he's like Ditto.
Here's my personal mythology, is he was a biblical angel, and then he came to Earth and became like a Greek myth figure, and then they didn't like that, and so then he had to go to hell and become like a demon or whatever in Dante's Inferno. That's how we connect this all together.
I think this is canon. Absolutely canon. Oh my goodness.
And then he started a ranch.
And then he started a ranch!
In Texas. The reason he's in Texas is because that's where Rick lives. You know this.
I absolutely know this. I just think it's so interesting that this is where Rick was like, I'm finally gonna show y'all where I live, but I'm not gonna glorify it. I'm gonna be like, this place is hell on earth.
This place sucks.
He's not a fan of Texas, I don't think, based on what he put there.
No. And the fact that they don't live in Texas anymore.
That too.
Besides all the shittiness, it's kind of homey here. You ever mucked out a stable? I have. It's not the most pleasant chore.
Yeah. Alright.
Why do you think Geryon didn't want to do it then?
Yeah.
I'm gonna move on to the labors of Hercules here, because, goodness. This is just, literally, this chapter is two different labors combined, actually. So, I mean, you're gonna be like, obviously, it's the one where Heracles had to clean the poop off the stables.
That was my assumption.
Yes. But it's also the mares of Diomedes, because the stables Heracles had to clean were just, like, horses, right? Or was it cattle? No, it was cattle.
Okay.
And then the mares of Diomedes are the flesh-eating horses.
This is a good move on Rick's part. This is economical storytelling.
Great way to combine the two. Not a problem.
Absolutely.
Also, you're getting towards the end of the 5-book series. Is trying to like, okay, we need to start cramming some more myths in here. Come on.
just put all the rest of like the labors in here. Come on, just fit them in.
What have I not covered yet?
He's already got, like, he got a bunch of them in the last book, I mean, very easily. But, oh wait, sorry, I lied. It's 3 of them, because I forgot that the Cattle of Geryon is technically a 3rd one.
Oh my
god.
So
it's 3 of them.
I thought we were done with Heracles. I thought we left him behind.
For a second, I thought the Augean stables was the same one. No, it's fucking 3 of them. Why is there so much about stables and cattle Greece? What the heck?
what else do you do in Greece? You grow grapes and olives, I think. Maybe you have cattle, I guess.
All right, I'm gonna start talking about the Augean stables. I'm gonna say that stables of King Augeas, divine livestock, hadn't been cleaned in only 30 years. Wow. Okay.
But why not? Why isn't somebody cleaning this divine livestock if they're not flesh-eating?
It's a really good question. But, of course, what did Heracles do? He rerouted the rivers. And Percy is not able to do that in this chapter. He just had to magic his way through it. Goodness.
I'm excited to talk about that. That's like the most important part of this chapter to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it's the best part.
Okay, so this labor is also important because this is one of the ones that didn't count for Heracles. Because he tried to get paid for it.
Oh, right.
This is the one where he's like,
Greedy
you give
bastard.
me 1/10 of the cattle if I finish this task in a day. And then he didn't actually get paid for it. But Eurystheus is like, you tried to get paid. Doesn't count. No thank you. So
I can't knock the hustle.
You know what? He's been doing this for a while at that point. That was his 5th out of, it was supposed to be 10 labors. But yeah, that one and the Hydra, he technically, quote unquote, cheated. He tried to get paid, and then the Hydra, he had help.
I love on this one the stables too, where it says part of the reason it also didn't count is because the water did the work, not Hercules.
What? Okay, fine, whatever. That's dumb.
I'm like, that's a bit of a stretch, but also fuck Hercules. That's really funny.
Yeah. Yeah, he deserves this. So then his 8th labor is the mayors of Diomedes. Yeah, they ate fucking flesh. And okay, so is he trying to just steal them? I think he was trying to capture them. Why? Who wants you to capture these things though? Like, what's the
King
point
Eurystheus?
of this? Yeah, what's the point?
It doesn't seem like you can do anything with them. Like, they're just in there.
Oh, did they breathe fire in the chapter? Because these ones breathe fire.
I don't think it came up.
I want some fire-breathing horses. Forget the flesh-eating part. Can they just breathe fire?
Yeah, that's the cool part.
Then it's just, the Pokemon,
Ponyta.
It's Ponyta.
Yes. My brain was like, how do I say
the
that?
other one. This horse is on fire.
Okay. So in one version, he gets help. That shouldn't count, but he has a bunch of people help him capture these horses. Shouldn't fucking count. Oh, he feeds Diomedes the horses. This man.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I guess he deserves it. Why? Just why?
Why was he keeping flesh-eating horses in the first place? This seems like a him problem.
I have so many questions.
I just want to know, what are you doing with flesh-eating and or fire-breathing horses? Like, what are you doing with them?
You know what's important here?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Eurystheus dedicates the horses to Hera. So now, flesh-eating, fire-breathing horses should be one of her symbols. They're not included in her symbols, but they should be, because that's fucking badass.
Hera's like, these horses are so gross. I quite no ownership.
They don't fit my vibe. They don't fit my vibe. I don't want them.
I get it, but also, come on.
They don't pair well with the peacock.
They're gonna eat all my cows.
Oh my god, you're not wrong. I'm just gonna assume that Diomedes was an asshole and that's why he got fed to the horses. So like, I don't care. And then lastly, the 10th labor, the cattle of Geryon. Gary, our buddy.
Yeah, him.
Again, you gotta steal cattle. Also, what the fuck, Heracles? He just like shoots an arrow at the sun.
Okay.
Because he got frustrated.
I'm mad. I'm gonna shoot an arrow at the fucking sun. And then Helios is not mad at this. He's like,
he's impressed.
I admire your gusto, boy.
Okay.
It's so weird. Okay, why does it say he gives him a cup? I feel like that should say boat.
I know, I was reading that part trying to figure that out. What? You got a golden cup and rode the cup to Erythea.
Don't worry about it. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it makes sense.
Is this people editing Wikipedia, or is this, like...
I bet you it's
real.
Like, that seems like some bullshit that would happen.
It does say citation needed, so... Okay, so, interesting. Jerry uses, like, 3 shields and 3 spears, so I guess, like, he has, like, 3 full bodies in this one, maybe. He's gotta have multiple arms for that to work. And 3 helmets.
I feel like that almost makes more sense than what Rick is doing, but, like, I like Rick's interpretation better of 3 bodies, so...
Yeah.
This is one I can't wait to see in the TV show. Like, how the hell are you doing this?
God. So many things.
What is this gonna look like?
Once again, they should have made it a cartoon. Like, I don't envy the CGI that they're gonna have to do for this show. I hope it looks good.
I'm sure it will. It's Disney. They've got like all the top tier technology and whatnot, but man, that's gonna be a pain.
It's Disney money. They gotta give them all the money for this show. Like, all the money is going into the CGI budget. I don't know how they're paying the actors. But, like...
I would imagine with money.
I don't want to talk about
Perhaps.
CGI animation unions. It'll make me sad. Let's move on.
So he was killed by one of Heracles' arrows, but one of his poison arrows.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And he just shoots him in the forehead.
Huh.
Why didn't Percy go for the head?
I never
done this
thought
before.
of that.
Because he didn't watch Avengers Endgame.
Thank you, Matt. I needed that. So yeah, I mean, he brings the cattle back. Hera sends a gadfly to bite the cattle, and they scatter for a year.
Huh.
And then Heracles has to gather them all back and bring them to Eurystheus. They're sacrificed to Hera. Yeah.
Fuck Hera.
Fuck Hera. Also, there's a bit in here where possibly... Oh, God. There's this other guy in here. Specifically Roman versions of the narrative. There's a giant who stole some of the cattle while Heracles slept. But, like, the way that Hermes stole the cattle from Apollo.
Oh.
So, like, yeah, they walk backwards or some shit. I don't know why that matters, but that does exist. Sure. Yeah. Why does Heracles do all this shit? It's just so much.
It all seems a little redundant, right? Like, they were like, I don't know, I can't really think of any more trials. Let's just add in some bullshit.
It's all bullshit. I mean, there's just too much livestock.
Exactly.
Can we just stop with the livestock? Okay. Let's talk about this fucking chapter, man.
Woo! Scoop and poop.
I got my shovel. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, it's gonna take you, like, 50 years.
God.
Good luck.
See you in 50 years.
And, like, just a hazmat suit, but that might not even be enough.
It's worse than Fallout.
So, Percy's feeling pretty confident about this whole thing, and then he's like, those horses, though.
He's like, I am Poseidon's son. This'll work. Like, they horses like me. It's all good. No, they think he's seafood.
These horses
So
do like him.
funny.
They think he's so tasty.
Seafood!
Poseidon can come in too. We'll eat you both. Yay! No, let's not do that. Goodness. So Percy, like, he tries for 5 seconds to shovel, gives up, and then goes to the river because, like, I can think when I'm with water.
Because he's like, I know how to do this, because for once in his life, Percy actually knows a myth.
Yeah, the only time.
He was his hero. Heracles was his hero at one point.
Right.
And then he met Zoe.
So, yeah.
And then he was like, I renounce.
I renounce my hero.
I do not claim him. He is not mine.
So what do we think about this naiad? She's just chilling, and then Percy's kind of rude.
What? No, he's fine. He just comes up. He comes up to ask, and she's like, no. And he's like, oh, I see.
Oh no, I meant like, but you speak English, and you're out of the water. Percy, don't assume these things about naiads. Don't assume.
Well, I think it's an assumption because the only naiads he really is interacting with are the ones in the lake at Camp Half-Blood that just sit, giggle and do underwater.
And they are just chilling, yeah.
Whatever.
That's kind of hilarious of them, actually.
Yeah. He's not used to one with big boss energy.
He's just like, wow, a woman with agency?
God damn it, please.
What?
That's not Annabelle?
Literally. And the fact that he compares her to Rachel. Gotta remind the audience that Rachel exists.
I love when every time Percy references Rachel, it's always full name. It is always Rachel Elizabeth Dare. Every single time.
You gotta do it.
It's phenomenal.
Also, he calls her his friend.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they're officially friends. They've met twice.
They've escaped 2 near-death experiences together twice.
That'll do it.
Deep bond of friendship.
We did it. That's how it works. Yeah, so this Naiad doesn't care that Percy has problems. She's like, just don't ruin my river. Don't put the poop in my river and ruin my ecosystem. Please. You're a sea dude. Can you, understand this, please?
This is freshwater territory, mister.
Get out of here. So Percy agrees because he's a little sweetie. He understands.
I just wanna talk about this because he's like, dang, she's really, really, emphatic about this. But then he realized that she, looks kind of scared and that she's kind of putting up a front. And he's like, oh, she thinks that I'm just gonna, do it anyways? Yeah.
I'm a bully.
I feel really, really bad now. And I'm like, oh my god. The thought made me sad. I felt like a bully, a son of Poseidon throwing his weight around. And I'm like, Percy, you are such a good boy. I love him so much.
Empathetic king.
Yeah. So he's just like, I just don't know how to do this. I'm not going to use your water, but do you have any ideas for me? What am I supposed to do here? So I guess we learn that there are shells here from millions of years ago. Before the gods, this was part of the sea.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Absolutely.
Natural history. Woo.
Yay. So there's a ton of petrified seashells.
I love that Percy just sits down and looks sad and she's like, oh, I see, you're just pathetic. Let me help you out.
Yeah. Also the whole the water is within me. It is my life source, just like you. I don't know, that's some weird shit. But it's cool. So the horses are being fed. They're chewing on some stuff, but they'd love to still eat Percy. And he's just like, I still don't know what to do. So he throws the shell into the pool.
And that apparently works out for him. It feels almost biblical. Speaking of the Bible, yeah.
It does.
You hit the rock with the stick and just a bunch of water comes out and you're like, oh, okay.
Well, and also he's lucky. He's lucky that worked because he threw it out of frustration. If that didn't work, then he threw away the one thing he was told might help him.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like Heracles just throwing the arrow into the sun and then he got some help randomly for no apparent reason.
He wrote a cup.
These things happen. Apollo's just that's so funny of you. Heracles is literally an action guy in a cop movie and he's just unloading his gun into the sky ah! And Apollo's yeah, okay.
Just so good. So then Percy does his water stuff.
It's interesting to me that he doesn't start it on purpose. It just happens the first time and then he's like, oh, okay, I get it.
But, he makes it bigger. And he gives them a saltwater bath. A really, really good saltwater bath. The poop just dissolves.
Yeah, no.
Is that how
Don't
that would
worry
work?
about it.
No.
It's very,
cool.
This would be so much worse
It's
for the
magic.
river.
It's god magic.
Yes, it truly, truly is.
I'm glad the poop begins to melt like ice and just
That's
disappear.
really convenient of it.
Yeah. So the fact that the horses are so fucking clean afterwards, even their teeth
Get
is
the
all
water
clean.
pick in there.
It's great. Yeah. So Percy, he finally stops
He has
the
trouble
water.
doing it at first. He's worried that the salt water's gonna run down and get in the river also, but...
Yeah, that also would have been bad for the Naiad.
I thought this was super fascinating because, in the first 3 books, Percy's coming into his power, he's learning new stuff about his abilities, but he always has had, great control right away on each new ability. think this is the first time we see Percy not be able to control something, lose control, and he's thankfully able to wrestle it back,
right,
before it becomes a problem. But
it's always come pretty naturally.
Percy's starting to get to the point where his power is
like sometimes things will just happen, but normally like the the toilets in book 1. But as soon as he knows what's going on, he doesn't normally do things by accident.
Yeah.
It's not something that tends to get away from him. So it did also stand out to me, too.
Yeah. He's getting more powerful. I don't know. And then Percy's like, you horses, stop being mean, please. No more salty baths, but don't eat people.
I love Percy so much. He's like, oh, I have an opportunity here, I see. Maybe I can stop problems in the future.
You gotta do it. He's got that charisma stat, you know it. So, back at the ranch, we're having barbecue. Yay!
As you do in
Which
Texas.
is super
Geryon's
Texas.
He's flipping
Super
burgers.
Texas.
And then all our friends are, like, tied up and gagged, like rodeo animals. It's great.
They're tossed in a corner. Oh.
Goodness.
I love Geryon's aprons. He's wearing one on each chest, and they say they each have one word. It is "kiss the chef."
So good.
Delightful.
Perfection. Things I need to see in the show. That. So Geryon is like, well, you should have just poisoned the Naiad, but like, thanks for, I guess, cleaning up the stables. But, your friends, like, they'll help me get money. So I think I'm still gonna sell them. Because you didn't swear on over 6.
It's not a binding oath.
Wow, big surprise. The monster is a bad guy.
It's not a binding contract.
Well, it's like, that's the whole thing is like, get it in writing.
Yeah,
get it
for
in
real.
Writing. It's like, yeah, no, you should have gone one step further, Percy. You're learning a valuable lesson.
My brain is going to Goblet of Fire now, and how that's a binding magical contract, and this was not. My goodness, why do we love binding contracts in our media? So Geryon is like, Urian, kill the boy. I ain't gonna do it. Just do it. And our ranch boy is like, do it yourself. I don't care.
Uridian is the most chill dude.
One of the most chill Aries children to exist.
He's been around the block.
And even Percy's
a few
like,
times.
what the hell?
When you live for a while, you just like chill out. Just chill the fuck out a lot. Yeah, so I'm the fact that like the argument here is that Geryon's like, oh, I should fire you, but who'd take care of your cow?
like
the capitalist man does not do his own job. He sends his little workers to do it.
Go ahead, fire me. What are you gonna do then? Huh, idiot?
Yeah, Eurydice's just saying, bet, do it.
I dare ya. So then we have the fun fight here, where, again, Percy should have gone for the fucking head.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
In retrospect, that would have made a lot more sense.
Tries to stab him in the heart.
I love Geryon's weapons of choice are hot tongs and a barbecue fork.
That's so good. My God.
It's just like, yep, this is what I have. We're gonna use these. Here we go.
I mean, that works. Something that's hot, something that would stab you. That works pretty well for me. Okay, what do we feel about this perfect backup system, like with the hearts? I can't remember. Have y'all seen Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With how the Doctor has 2 hearts, but like
he needs both of
Doctor
those, though. I'm pretty sure. No, this is some magic bullshit.
Even when like the Doctor's one heart is like stopped, he doesn't do so well just with one heart working. So I don't know. I'm wondering how this works. Is Geryon have like regenerating powers?
Yeah, that's
or
what I'm
something?
getting from this. Is that as a monster, like, you have to do a fatal wound to kill him, but none of these wounds are actually fatal.
Yeah, I think we even in the text, I think it even says, that after he gets stabbed in one of the chests, he goes down to one knee, but then the wound on his chest starts to heal. I think it's exactly that. It's because it was non-fatal, so
It says specifically
It'll
the
just heal
wound
up
in
and go
his
again.
chef's apron started to heal, which I would like to believe that the apron is just, like, knitting itself back together also.
I really hope that's what it is in this show.
Oh my god. It's so good. So Percy runs to the house. It's like, I guess there's gonna be some weapons here. Did we see the house and weapons before? I can't remember now.
No.
So how did he know?
No, he was just trying to get away from his friends. That he was worried they were going to be collateral. They were in danger. So I think that's why he went to a second location, but...
I'm just like, what are you looking for, Percy? You just needed to do something. Yeah. So he takes a shot here. Literally, shot in the dark. Okay, I'm gonna grab the bow and the arrow. Even though I'm terrible at fucking archery, is the only way to do this. Clearly. And he praised Artemis and Apollo.
I like this because they're like chill now. You know, those are like his friends.
Oh yeah, he's got good relationship with both of them. You know, from the last
Artemis.
book. Saved Artemis.
And Apollo, like that they had like a whole thing. They were chatting.
Yeah.
And Apollo really wanted him to save his sister, so they kind of did owe him.
Yeah, if you think about it, sorta. Yeah, I totally buy that they helped out this one time, even though they're like, he doesn't really deserve it. He kind of needs to work on the bow on his own. He kind of sucks at it. But I guess just this once.
Who told Geryon that Percy couldn't shoot?
That is really interesting. I don't know.
Who told him that specific detail?
Maybe
about
Percy is just more famous than you realize. Maybe all of the monsters gossip about him and how shitty he is with the bow.
I guess so.
Don't we know that there's a spy at camp? And so that spy at camp would certainly know that Percy is dog shit with a bow. And they would have passed that on to the Titans because that's, vital information of a weakness of your enemy.
Yeah. It just seems like a strange detail for, like, this random monster to know.
It's important for him. The implication here is that this is the only way to kill Geryon. Although, if you got a significantly long enough, like, pokey thing, I would figure you could just skewer him.
I was gonna say, if you just have a really, like, just a long spear, even, come on. I feel like that would work, too. But he didn't have any spears in his house. Maybe that's it. They were like, okay, you gotta get rid of the spears in your house. Keep the bow in the quiver. He can't do archery. It's fine. If you run into Percy, it's okay. So Nico's like, we need to tie up Eurydion now. I don't know how to feel about him. But Percy's like, he's chill. It's okay. I guess Geryon doesn't reform very fast, so it'll take him 100 years to come back.
Right.
That's pretty nice.
And so Percy's just like, maybe you could, like, do some changing of things while he's gone.
Yeah. Like, you don't have to live the same old life forever and ever and ever. You could make the place a little bit better, and then Geryon will work for you. Wouldn't that be cool?
I love that no one has ever thought of this before.
Yeah, that's the funniest part. Is just like you never even thought of, and maybe Geryon has just never died since Eurydion worked for him.
Right. But then how would he know how long it takes him to regen?
Oh, that's true.
So who knows?
So he must have died.
He's just gotten complacent. This Eurydion.
I feel like immortality does that to, like, a lot of these characters. Because we've seen how the gods are, and I feel like a lot of them kind of have become like, okay, this is how things work. Not gonna make any big waves here.
Well, and keeping with that theme too, when Eurydion says choosing immortality is the worst mistake he ever made. Continue with that theme of, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
Yeah, love that it's like, I was just a regular half-blood, son of Ares, and then his dad offered him immortality. I want to know what he did to get that offer.
Right. Maybe he was just like a super good cowherd, and he was like, I bet you'd be good at this.
Could have mentioned this in the myth section, but, so, I mean, not Ares, but, his Roman form Mars had some, like, I'm forgetting words, but, farming, like, associations. He was also, like, a god of that kind of stuff. So, not just war. So, I feel like that kind of makes sense. But also, again, Eurydion was not even, like, a son of Ares in the original stuff. He's not important. He was no one. I'm so sad for this man.
Maybe we just don't have all the information. Maybe he was super cool when he was around, and just everyone forgot about it.
Yeah, maybe.
He was a chill dude.
You have to be really cool for Heracles to have to kill you, I think. Right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Or a real
Absolutely.
piece of shit. One of the two.
You're not wrong.
Nah. Maybe Heracles. I feel like Heracles just goes around killing whoever, actually. Maybe we shouldn't go by his standards.
Yeah, it's like, you're in the way. You die.
Well... So, Eurydion also didn't contact the Titans about Nico yet, so no one knows about that. Which is important.
Very good.
Geryon wanted to gloat.
Yeah. Percy wants Nico to stay at the ranch. He might be safe there. Nico's like, you got my sister killed! Because that's his only comeback at all points. Basically.
He's very angry still. He's not vibing.
He's an angsty boy.
He's like an angsty 11-year-old.
Yeah.
Who's
What do you
all
expect
alone.
from him?
He's doing his best.
He really is. But poor guy. Also, we're still on the whole, like, but if you didn't want my soul, Percy, it's not all about you. We've been over this. It's not about you. Goodness. So Nico's like, I'm definitely gonna bring Bianca back. It'll be great. But Percy's just talking to Bianca, like we mentioned.
Because he figures that Bianca wouldn't want a soul traded for her soul. That would be, like, against her whole deal.
Yeah, she's like, she definitely wouldn't want her little brother to get involved in this shit, right?
Yeah, it's like dark magic kind of shit. Like, stay the hell away from this.
Don't do it. Bro,
No
don't
soul
do
magic.
it.
So Percy's cool idea is to use Nico's summoning ritual, and they conveniently have a pit that they dug for a new septic tank.
Makes sense. Absolutely. I hope the Ted like root beer.
What a great end. It's such a good line to end the chapter, too. It's just like, yeah, sure, let's go. I love how Eurydion doesn't even question any of this. He's just like, sure, okay.
Yeah.
fine.
The most chill
Whatever.
dude. We also get the kind of pseudo reveal that Percy thinks Bianca's the one who's been sending him the iris messages to see Nico.
Well, now he's sure of it.
Right.
Like, it has to be her. Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know how he would know that, but, like, sure. But that's really interesting.
Because it's important to the plot that he know it now.
Exactly. That's how it works. Yeah. And that's this chapter. I scoop poop. Truly
Incredible.
an iconic moment.
I mean, it is. Like, I remember that shit. Like, how could one forget?
Hey.
God damn it.
Oh my goodness, I can't. I can't. Alright. Let's get to our plugs. Matt, where would you like to be found on the internet?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Shaman Nomo.
And in our Discord server.
And in the Discord for Patreon.
Because he's a cool dude.
Literally, every time at the end of an episode, I always get a kick out of one of y'all reminding me that I have a god complex. I'm just like, thank you for keeping me in check.
You do.
Thank you.
In fact.
Thank you.
All right, my dudes. Do we have any media to plug this week? I need to think of something.
I've been thinking about this all week. I was
cool.
No fucking idea.
Oh my god.
Oh no! Are we all like this?
Well, I have something. I'm just embarrassed.
Oh no. Oh. I mean, you always think your stuff is cringe.
Oh, well, no, this time.
Are you sure?
I've been listening to the podcast Homestuck Made This World and subsequently getting back into Homestuck a little bit.
Oh boy.
Which is not a good path to go down. I don't really recommend it. I hate being into Homestuck. It takes cuz it's been so long that every time that I think about it, I like remember like some other thing, and I'm like, my god, that happened, huh? And it becomes all consuming. The more things you remember about Homestuck, like you can't think about the whole thing without it taking up all of your brain space. But anyways, Homestuck Made This World is a pretty good podcast. It's a meta-analysis of like the text as a work and how it affected like people in forums and stuff who were really into it at the time. It's pretty interesting. And if you want to read Homestuck, if you want to subject yourself to that, you should download the unofficial Homestuck archive instead of going to the website because it's kind of bad.
Good to
After
know.
they got bought out, all of the flashes, they're destroyed now. It's a tragedy, but let's not get into that. That's my plug. The unofficial Homestuck archive and Homestuck Made This World the podcast. Dun dun. This is Editing Ray here to clarify that it's called the unofficial Homestuck collection. I'm just dumb.
I love it.
God, I said it wouldn't be cringe, but like...
You tried to give them the benefit of the doubt, but
and then I disappointed you.
You really did. You really let me down today.
Well, and let me try and pick you back up then. I will plug, it's back for season 3 on Disney Plus, The Mandalorian.
Woo!
Great show. Go watch it.
Full stop. Can I just plug all the fun people I spent last week with in New York City?
Aww.
Yes.
I spent a week with a bunch of Percy Jackson podcasters. It was great. Here's the list of people we had: Geryon from Muses of Mythology, Maddie from Fatal Flaw, Robert from the Damn Meme Page, Erica from Seaweed Brain, Fran from The Best Damn Camp, Lachlan from We Accidentally Vaporized Our Podcast, Megan from the Monstrous Women Podcast, and Owen from Through the Mist. Yeah.
Love all of them.
We had fun times, and we got quote retweeted by Becky.
Becky!
By fucking Becky Riordan. Y'all. Good shit.
Hell yeah.
Well, speaking of good shit, y'all need to get out of my cabin, because, like, we need to scoop the poop out of here. It's just...
God, what is all this fucking poop doing in your cabin?
I don't know what happened, but, like, I can't explain this. I fully can't explain what happened.
Shit happens.
God damn it! You too could be getting sweet fucking perks, such as being able to join our Discord, being able to guest on episodes just like this, or being shouted out at the end of episodes just like this also. Just like our buddy Matt, our delightful, wonderful Patreon with a God complex. So, oh my god, I need to write a fucking script. This is killing me. You can follow this podcast socials at Of the Eldest Gods Pod on Instagram and Tumblr, and at Of the Eldest Gods on Twitter. You can send us an iris message through oftheeldestgodspod@gmail.com. If you'd like to support us financially, join us at patreon.com/oftheeldestgods. By becoming a patron, you can join the Deus Ex Media Discord server, where you'll be able to chat with us and other listeners about episodes and anything Percy Jackson related. Our $5 patron tier also gets you access to Against All Odds, our monthly bonus show. There, we'll talk about a wide variety of topics, which usually have something to do with mythology. No promises. You can check out our merch store on Redbubble to find custom designs made by Charlie. Or if you cannot or do not want to support us financially, we'd really appreciate a rating, a review, or letting your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. You can find me, Ray, at HeyHeyRay, spelled R-A-Y-E, on Twitter. If you want to hear more from me, check out Barbie Movie Slap, a podcast where my co-host Ted and I discuss Barbie's cinematic universe. That podcast Twitter is at Barbie Slaps.
And you can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms, but on Twitter I'm at GreenPixie123, which I'm totally not salty about. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws. I sometimes do the YouTube thing on my channel, Charlie Mac. That's M-A-C-K. Our music was written by Isabel Strauss-Riggs and recorded and edited by Ian M. Riggs. You can find Izzy at Kane_I, that's I as in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. She also currently makes video essays on the YouTube channel Kane I. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your podcast. Of the Eldest Gods is proud to be a part of Deus Ex Media, which features great podcasts like The Restricted Section, a chapter-by-chapter Harry Potter pod with lots of spoilers all the time.
What's up, potheads? I'm Christina Kahn, host of The Restricted Section, the Harry Potter Slander Harry Potter Book Club podcast. We are a raunchy, rambling, unabashedly pro-trans rights Harry Potter book club podcast hosted by a bunch of nihilistic millennials who are desperately clinging to childhood fantasies as a way to escape the monotony of our 9-to-5 work culture and the inevitable extinction of the human race at our own hands. Isn't it wild that this book series was spontaneously created by the gods and has no actual author? Welcome to the show. The Restricted Section releases episodes on Wednesdays. The Restricted Section can be found at Restricted Section Pod or at Restricted Pod across all the socials. And just to make it clear, fuck TERFs.
Of the Eldest Gods is based on the series by Rick Riordan. Right now, we are discussing Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Remember to follow us on your favorite podcatcher and meet us back here every Thursday.
Literally, every time at the end of an episode, I always get a kick out of one of y'all reminding me that I have a god complex. I'm just like, thank you for keeping me in check.
You do.
Thank you.
In fact.
Thank you.